Yo, 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 yo. Hi guys, LOLeros, what's up? ¿Cómo están? How are you? It's good to, I guess, connect with you because it's not like I'm seeing you or hearing you for that matter. But you know what? Beep your horns one time if you love Latinos Out Loud. Go ahead. Beep, 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 beep. Beep it 15 times because today that's the magical number. We know the number 15. We know about quinceañeras. Yes, it doesn't get any more Latino than that. Shout out to everybody who had their dream quinceañera. But today on Latinos Out Loud, we are going to talk to one of the godmothers out there, madrinas, that makes magical quinceañeras happen for girls everywhere. I want you guys to just get comfortable because this was a really, really fun conversation that I had with María Fairy Godmother. That's how she's known on social media, aka María Pérez. She's an online quinceañera planner and she basically does everything soup to nuts. Sopa, no, asopao to nueces. It doesn't really translate well to Spanish. But what are you going to do? All right, look, her goal is to help bring Dream Quinces to life. And she's been doing this in her career. But now she got to do it for Paramount Plus because there is a show on there called My Dream Quinceañera. And it's been running, but the season finale is happening very soon on November 4th. So check it out on Paramount Plus. I am so it's really a topic that is so natural and organic to the Latino experience. And I actually got to tell her and make a request of my own that I've never actually been to one of these elaborate quinceañeras. I'm dying to go. I want to see the whole the damas come down and the ceremonial stuff that happens and the shoe and the big poofy dresses. It's really like a passage for Latinas in their blossoming to womanhood. I could relate, Bubby. Hello, I've been to many a bar mitzvah, many a bat mitzvah, just being with having Jewish heritage in my family. But it's really interesting. And I asked Maria, I'm like, yo, can I get down? And she told us that the next time that she does a quinceañera in New York, we are on the VIP list. So I'm going to hold you to that, Maria, because I really want to experience this. It's actually something that fills you with orgullo because it's another one of those things that makes us unique as Latinos, right? It makes us it celebrates all the things that we love under one roof. The food, the traditions, the family, the music, the fashion. It's just all passion points of the Latino experience here. So check out this interview with María Pérez and shout out to Paramount Plus. Check out My Dream Quinceañera streaming now. Okay, LOLeros, it's your girl Rachel La Loca from the Latinos Out Loud podcast here with none other. Guys, get your wings on and get ready to receive the dust because none other than Maria, the fairy godmother, is here. Oh my God, the quinceañera fairy godmother has blessed us with her presence and her wings must be hidden somewhere because I'm not seeing them. Maybe she's off duty right now. I'm not sure. Pero, madrina, fairy godmother, it's so nice to have you on this show. I mean, I use comedy to introduce you, but you're like legit the quinceañera, fairy godmother that makes it happen for girls all over this country.
I'm the real thing. I'm the real thing. I'm real.
I mean, I'm talking to a real fairy godmother, you guys. I may ask you for some wishes by the end of this podcast recording. Pero congratulations on the show, which is streaming right now on Paramount Plus. Tell us all about your experience because this is like meta, if you ask me, where it's taking your real life existence and what you do, putting it on television for the world to enjoy. Tell us about that experience and living those two lives, really.
It was crazy. You know what? I didn't even think about it while we were filming. And a lot of people would come up to me like, Ria, what are you doing with the stress? Oh my God, what about the cameras? Did you look at the cameras? And it's like, and I'm very calm about it. So I was like, wait a second, should I be nervous? Should I be like, why is everyone scaring me? But you know what? Production, everyone was so amazing. And it felt like I was just being me for real, and nothing felt fake or out of the ordinary. So for me, it was just another day in paradise for me. But it, of course, because being a film and being a show, you do have the dynamics of the show and production. But other than that, it was pretty much the same. At first, it was like very like surreal. I was like, wait a second, this is happening to me, like María Fairy Godmother. This is me, right? Yeah, it's me. It's Sunday, right? Sunday, guys. Yeah, okay. But overall, it was a very beautiful experience, I must say.
Okay, so now you're not working with bridezillas. Are you working with quinceañerazillas? Because there are 3 teens that you're working with. So I'd love to understand that dynamic, what that journey has been like with the 3 teens. And maybe I'm just going to ask a wish. This is my first wish request of you, Fairy Godmother. Could you give us a little teaser about the season finale? Like just a little something. I know it's on November 4th on Paramount Plus, but like give us a little something, diantre. I'm like filled with quinceañera anticipation.
You know what? Quinzelas. People are like, there's actually a word out there, guys. It's quinzelas, and they do come out, and they come out with a vengeance. And being part of this industry, you just got to learn not to take it personal, because if not, I would be probably rolling up my hair in a bun and taking off my earrings. But I mean,
Vaseline, all of that, taking it to the streets. What's up? Rolling up the sleeves. Look at these guns, baby. All right.
Yeah, I'm messing up with them and tell me like, you guys don't know where I'm coming from, but no. But it's a beautiful thing to see these girls evolve from like when the first day I met them to the last day. They do have a lot of personality, and some stronger than others, pero you learn how to like kind of like deal with it. Like for me, it's like a natural reaction to be like, oh, you're like this, okay, I got you. Or like, oh, she's like that, okay, I got you too, girl. So I kind of already know how to like work around them. And it's like any other job. You do have your stressful days. You do have those days where you're like, oh my goodness gracious. But overall, they were good girls. I will say that they were good girls. I know it sounds so cliche to say that, like, oh, but they were. Like I said, they had their moments, and we all do, but they were good girls. And as far as the season finale, I think you guys are gonna be surprisingly pleased, and you guys are going to be a lot of crying. It's going to be a lot of crying.
Oh, so get the box of Kleenex ready.
Yeah, it's going to be very
okay. Or the handkerchief, because I may be dressed like a quinceañera girl when I watch the season finale. Yeah. I'm very much a method actress, so I need to be in the moment. You know what I mean? I did not have a quinceañera, but I did have a sweet 16. Okay. But I really want to dial back to the importance of the quinceañera for our culture. The LOLeros, the listeners of Latinos Out Loud, we are familiar with this subject. I mean, quinceañeras are a teenager's wedding in our culture. Yeah. It's a big to do. So I would love to understand from you, where did the love for quinceañera planning and making dreams come true come from? Was it from your own experience? Is it the love of the culture? I don't want to answer the question for you, but where would that passion come from for you?
Well, you know what? I always tell people that quinceañera planning found me. I didn't find it. It started with planning our quinceañera. My twin and I, we were very adamant that we wanted certain stuff, and we were planning. We would go to Stater Brothers and buy like the little notebooks, and like we had like highlighters and pens, and we were like, we did everything together, and we planned it, and my mom, she was your typical Mexican mom, and she was like, no, no, no. And I'm like, but we understand why now, but we were asking for too much, I guess.
No live ponies, okay? No make your own piñata station. Right? Too messy.
But it was crazy. But at the end of the day, I love like the fact that I loved having like little folders, and I loved like we had like a calendar, and I loved all that. So then we started doing we did our own waltz. Back then you didn't have teachers that would teach the waltz, so we did it on our own. But then it was such a beautiful waltz that then my cousin wanted to do it, so we did hers, and then her cousin of the cousin. And before you know it, we were doing like within the family circle their quinceañera waltz. So then that's when the twin and I realized, you know what, this could be a business. So
Yes.
we started as a business. I've always been like a business woman. So anytime I found that opportunity, I took it. And later on, as I got more experience with it and more experience of like how different quinceañeras were planned and how they were executed, that's when I was like, you know what, I think I have the experience now to like start doing event planning with quinceañeras, because back then you didn't have quinceañera event planners. You had wedding planners, but it's nothing compared to like what a quinceañera event planning is. So I took the initiative to start my first planned quinceañera that I did. In my eyes, it went horrible. It could have been better, but in my clients' eyes, they were like, "You were the most amazing event planner we have ever worked with." So I was like, "Oh, I'll take that." And you
Awesome.
know, it's a learning process, but I just love being so involved, and I take this tradition so seriously that I feel like I want to be part of everyone, so they could actually get the full experience of what a traditional quinceañera is. Granted, you get those that don't want really they want the non-traditional, but we still incorporate a lot of the traditions in there, which is still beautiful in the end.
I'm going to put another wish out there to the universe. Okay, fairy godmother, please. I wish that there would be some sort of quinceañera museum or some sort of quinceañera exhibition within the Smithsonian or somewhere, because it is such an important tradition to the Latino community. It is
Yes.
the passage into womanhood. There are ceremonial attributes of the party, of the event, that are momentous for a young girl. The fashion, oh my God, the fashion. I've seen catalogs and magazines. There are quinceañera magazines, right? Are those still in existence?
Oh, yes, very much so. And you know what I've noticed that it's been the more people talk about quinceañeras and the more we take it out there in social media, the more people are actually talking about it and they're getting
Yes.
creative with it and they're getting the bigger the better. But yeah, you know what? Let's speak that into existence, because yeah, I do. Yeah, it's we need more people to know about this tradition.
Maria Godmother, in a way, I know this may not be a duty that you think that you're doing, but you're preserving culture for us as well at the same time, which is really important. Our ancestors passed down traditions orally, right? We were storytellers in the native, in the ancient Taino and times of the past, and you're preserving this very important part of the culture for us. I'd love for you to maybe drop some advice for people out there either planning a quinceañera or parents like me. I don't have daughters, but like maybe parents with daughters who are like, oh my God, the quinceañera is on the horizon. Should I take out a loan? Should I refinance this house? Like, what are some words of advice that you have for them?
Just to let you know, people, parents do take out loans. FYI, they do take
Oh
out
my
loans.
God, me
Yeah,
imagino,
it's
me
that's
imagino.
I always tell my clients, don't sweat the small stuff. Even though I know it's harder to, it's easier said than done. But especially the day of the event, if I see like a mom that's like freaking out, I tell them like, look, come over here, look at your guest. Are they laughing? Yeah. They're smiling? Yeah. They're having a good time? Yeah. Then you know what? Don't worry about it. When, because they're like, oh, it's because the photo booth didn't come, last minute. Look around. Did your guests know that there was a photo booth coming? No, they'll never even know because they never had the chance to miss it. So I always tell my parents, don't sweat the small parts. Have a lot of patience, especially when working with a teenager. There will be moments where compromising will be a big word, and a big thing to exercise, because there will be a lot of compromising in it. And we always have to understand that in the bigger picture, we're doing it because we are wanting to celebrate our daughter, right? And sometimes that could get taken away with the fighting and the arguing and the stress. And sometimes I always tell moms, look, go take a Starbucks coffee break.
Make
Take
sure to
a
get a
video.
decaf. So come back
Yes,
riled up. Get a decaf. Okay, you need to calm down. Cálmate.
calm down, go get your prima or someone, talk about it, come back and let's reset, because it's
Reset.
a lot. It's a lot. And sometimes we don't want to take that away from our daughters. Sometimes we're the ones stressing out, and then we're like, well, girl, sit down. But sometimes we have to also remember that our teenagers are also going through stuff too, and they're also stressed. So maybe when
Not
they,
easy for
yeah,
them.
yeah, maybe when they snapped at us, it's because, you know, they were also having a stressful day. Although, you know, back in my days, I would have gone, but
Una
you know,
chancletazo.
we're better now. We're better. We're better. But yeah, it's a lot of patience, a lot of compassion, and a lot of compromise. Yes, a lot of compromise.
Yeah, you and shout out to you also for being on the receiving end. I mean, I remember my wedding planner back in the day. Like she was on the receiving end. She was at the front line.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this question too. In the wedding planners and event planners that I know, while like towards the end of the event, isn't there a feeling of ultimate joy and glee that you experience? Can you describe that feeling in your own words, Maria Godmother, when you
Girl,
see the event is happening? The quinceañera damas are amazing. They're supporting the girl. She's having fun. The parents are having fun. What is that feeling like?
girl, that thing never gets old, and it's a feeling of we did it. We did it. And then it's a sense of like sadness and kind of like emotional because it's kind of like seeing your kid graduate. You're like, wow, all
Aww.
that preparation, and it came down to this. And I usually get that feeling after the surprise dance when the party begins, and you see the quinceañera dancing and the parents, you know, taking shots con los compadres, and you just look around and you're like, wow, that's we did it. We did it. And you do, you know, you get, like I said, then I go back in my car with my team, and it's like it's a sense of sadness because you're like, wow, like that's this one's down for the books. But the beautiful thing about this is because I am with these people for like almost a year, sometimes even 2 years, we built such a connection that I still talk to some of them. I still talk to like my first quinceañeras. They're like in their late 20s and they're married,
Aww.
and yeah, so it's like a bond that we create because I end up being their therapist. I end up being their confident, you know, I end up being their punching bag. I end up being their like the mediator between the girl and, you know, the daughter and the mom. So it's you get everything when you get me, and I love it. And it's like people always ask me, Mary, don't you get tired of it? I'm like, "Yeah, I'm human. There's those days you're like, oh, Lord, help me. But you know, I'm all about resetting and taking a time out and keeping doing it because at the end of the day, it's something that I love. And I never take that for granted because I'm actually getting to do what I love for a living. So,
That is a blessing. Thank you for
yes.
sharing that sentiment. Listen, guys, My Dream Quinceañera is now streaming on Paramount Plus. Fairy Godmother Maria, like, thank you so much for everything you're doing for these lovely girls and for
Yeah.
our culture. Yo, what's that? Tell everybody, please, where they could follow you because you are someone to follow. Your
Okay.
content is colorful, exciting. So, Maria Godmother, please tell everybody where they can find you.
So on my social media, you can find me on María Fairy Godmother, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you name it, I have it. And yeah, I'm always trying to go live, and I actually have like, you know, like tips and the do's and don'ts of planning a quinceañera for all the moms out there too. So yeah, yeah, definitely follow me for that. Yes.
That's super valuable. Yo, the last thing I want to say is I think we're Mechon sisters.
Oh, girl.
Hello.
Yeah. It takes to grow.
Does
Yeah.
this mean that I have fairy in me too? Because
Yes,
I swear
girl.
I think I'm a fairy. Like I think I'm some kind of fairy, not a quinceañera fairy, but I like to sprinkle my happy dust. And maybe I'm a comedy fairy. I don't know. I really like to make people laugh and I really like to perform comedy. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna coin myself the comedy fairy.
There
But
you
I
go.
love that we got this. This is a very
Yes,
special thing.
yes,
Not everybody got it.
I own
It's
it. I own it. I people always tell me diet, Maria. I'm like, no, I own it. This is experience. This is life, you know?
yes, and you know what? Mine is getting brighter as my kids are
I
getting
love it.
older. The
Oh, I
more
love
stress, the more white it gets. You know what I
yours
mean?
is clear though. Look at that. Mine is like pointy there. But you're yeah, girl. We
I
need to
love that
work
we
on this.
yes, I this is also maintenance, you know what I'm saying, as I'm
Yes,
sure you know. But we
yes.
could talk about our gray streaks all day, but I love that we're matching gray streaks.
All
This is
right.
awesome.
Yes.
Check out Maria Godmother on Paramount Plus on My Dream Quinceañera. Please support me, gente. Maria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was great meeting you.
Likewise, pero seguimos. Sí, paramos. No. I want to go to a quinceañera. Feel free to invite me to any of these parties, even though I'm in New York. I could be a quinceañera crasher and I won't be loud and annoying, but I really want to enjoy it. So let me know if I'm ever on the invitee list.
If I ever get a quinceañera in New York, I'll invite you.
My God. Please, I would love to see one of your productions. I'll work in the kitchen. I'll do what I got to do. Lavo plato. I wash dishes really good, okay? Because I don't own a dishwasher. I am the dishwasher.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I know you have a whole day of press, but I appreciate your time. Un beso.
Thank you.
Gracias, María.
Thank you.
Qué bonita quinceañera, qué bonita quinceañera. I told you guys, right? Like how amazing. It's really something like that is so, it's just so Latino. It's just, it says so much about who we are and like how we love to celebrate. Don't we love a good celebration? I love celebrating everything. I celebrate things throughout the day. I celebrate when my kid poops in the potty because that's a big thing right now. You know, I celebrate every day, period, just being here. And I also celebrate when Trader Joe's has those vegetable nests in stock, you know, because those things sell out so fast. You get there and I'm like craving those vegetable nests and they're like, oh, we're all out for today. And then it's like, all right, I'll come back. I'll come back tomorrow. But I celebrate when they're in stock. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this episode and this interview with María Pérez. Again, check out My Dream Quinceañera, which is streaming now on Paramount Plus. Season finale, the big closer on November 4th. So check that out. Thank you. Please follow us at We Are Latinos Out Loud. Follow me at Rachel La Loca. If you want to plan My Dream Quinceañera, I'm actually happy to do that as an adult. Let me know. All right, yo, on that note, I'm out.